few days ago, as of the recording of this video, Katy Perry and other women went to space, but I haven't talked to anyone or heard from anyone that isn't at least skeptical of the situation. A lot of it comes off as just very weird, very strange, and very, very off-putting to most people, if not everyone that watched. Katy Perry herself doesn't have the best reputation for being a great, upstanding human being, and the rest of the women that supposedly went haven't been relevant in a long time either until this viral moment. Now, the more I look into the details, the more I see people's reactions, I'm skeptical that it even happened in the first place. Now, here I'm going to give you some reactions from some of the community talking about this issue.
The group of rich women who went into space. Wow, mark that under who gives a shit. These celebrities who are so disconnected from reality, I just find unbelievably annoying. And then I happened to see Katy Perry when she got off the spaceship thing, and she said, "I feel so connected to love." And I thought, did you sit down and think, what is the most insufferable thing I can say? You do realize that the vast majority of people just trying to get by. All right, you're floating around in space for 11 minutes. Almost everyone else is just trying to figure out how to pay bills.
As you can see, the relevancy of these people is going out the window real fast. So my take on what they did with this JetBlue thing or whatever it's called that Jeff Bezos developed, it's all about timing. It's perfect timing right now where there's a lot of pressure, there's a lot of heat coming down on Elon Musk. So this is Jeff Bezos's opportunity to virtue signal. But here's the thing, virtue signaling is kind of a thing of the past now. We're kind of past that as a society. So this whole publicity stunt is just coming back and smacking them in the face real fast.
Miss Gale's disappointed that the women didn't feel inspired enough, and they felt that it was a waste that they went up in the sky to play rocket for 11 minutes. This is the part where I'm like, okay, where are all the cameras? But the thing is that they're everywhere, right? Because this is a publicity stunt. What are we supposed to be inspired by? A billionaire wasting money because it was an all-woman crew. And then she follows up with, Jeff Bezos is doing a lot of good for the world, and he wants to do a lot of good for space too. Yeah, I'm sure he does. I'm sure he does. Gayle King, best friends with Oprah Winfrey. I'm sure he does. Oh my God, these people really live in their own bubble. Like, truly.
They really do.
They couldn't last a day. They couldn't last a day in our shoes out here in the trenches. Nah, they couldn't do it.
So, once again, there you go. Everyone now is starting to see through these celebrities' bullshit. And the age of the coveted celebrity and all this stuff is long gone now, I think. I think we're done. I think celebrities are cooked. Ladies and gentlemen, whether or not this thing even happened, whether or not they left the ground at all, it just shows the hubris of the entire society right now, especially American society. No one cares. You think you can win us over with this supposed female empowerment? It doesn't work anymore. Now, to get to the juicy conspiracy of it all, this phony was seen right afterwards kissing the ground, which I think she should be doing more often. But you know she wouldn't be kissing the ground if the cameras weren't on her. Here's the tiniest photo op ever. I'm just showing that this was all a photo op. Katy Perry over here making it all about herself while everyone is supposedly looking out a window at the earth. Let's make it all about me. Let's not make it about women or whatever. Here we go. And here's the thing. There were no markings on the capsule. The windows were different. I'll show a video here in a second from a pilot who knows actually what he's talking about. But really, this whole thing is a massive photo op from irrelevant celebrities. Now take a listen to this gentleman who actually knows what he's talking about.
What are your thoughts on the Blue Origin spaceflight?
So, I had no clue Jeff Bezos had a rocket ship. That's number one. Number two, I had not heard about this until you told me. Number three, I still can't believe it happened, but I'm a very skeptical person, and to me, it doesn't really add up. Not that it's overwhelming my curiosity at the moment, but I saw a bunch of pictures and a bunch of images. Some people are saying that there were no re-entry burns on the capsule, but that doesn't really surprise me given that it wasn't a transatmospheric flight. What does seem odd is that there's some discrepancies between the shots from the inside and the outside that you showed me, and that the window shapes don't match up. That's number one. Also, the windows are huge, which typically wouldn't be the case in a space capsule. Like if you look at Odyssey space capsule, the windows are super tiny, and that's largely due to the pressure differential. So they went to 350-ish thousand feet, I think you told me, which is round about 100 kilometers, let's say, high, which is the mesosphere. And up there, the pressure is pretty much nil, right? So it's 0.01 millibars. And the pressure down here on Earth is give or take 1,000 millibars. 1013 is a standard pressure. But so you're talking 100,000 times less up there. The pressure difference is huge. Then there was that gaffe that the door opened before Jeff Bezos was to open it. And that was their primary escape hatch, which typically, again, Odyssey space hatch opens outward for emergency egress. Those are just a few things that don't really seem to add up. I just really don't believe anything until the absolute last bit of proof that it's true has come through.
Would you ever take a ride on the Blue Origin?
Absolutely not. No, and I also saw the clip of the launch where it said, oh, it just, here it is, it's supersonic. And I mean, I couldn't see a bow wave or a shock wave, which you typically see. I've seen a live SpaceX launch from the air, and you can clearly see the bow wave on the rocket. So, I mean, there was just one thing after the other that you were showing me in this footage and these clips and these pictures. It didn't seem to add up, so I would never go near a rocket that Jeff is launching.
Thanks, Pilot Vinny.
You're welcome.
So yeah, shout out to Vinny there. It's pretty much seeming like this did not happen. But the whole thing actually kind of just solidifies and exposes the deeper issue, at least for the celebrities, is the relevancy of celebrities. Anyone, because of social media, can become a celebrity now. I'm a micro celebrity now somehow. I don't know how, other than my stupid videos that I've made in my backyard. They expected to come out and just have everyone just clap and cheer and just kiss their asses for doing this. We know that women can go to space. They've been going to space for a long time, if you believe in space. People are just trying to get their bills paid. People are worried about their kids, the potential for a world war coming right around the bend. We don't care about this. And Jeff Bezos, who is a guy that I would generally respect, I don't know, man. I hope you know that this was a bad move, man. To say the least. Talk about being out of touch of your own culture, man. That's crazy. And I think it all started back in maybe 2016 or something like that, when the world changed in the modern era, where celebrities and actors started opening their mouths rather than doing their jobs and leaving us alone. They started opening their mouths. And since then, joined with social media and these algorithms that can make anyone famous, their relevancy in society has gone down and down and down, and they are desperate, man. They're so desperate for relevancy because other than their acting, Katy Perry, a mildly okay musician, they've got nothing. They don't have anything. They don't have skills. They don't have personalities, obviously. So they're panicking, and they're allegedly sending these irrelevant women to space. You know how much of a risk that would have been to actually do that? I don't think it happened. I'm going to go out on a limb and say this did not happen, and this was a publicity stunt to virtue signal against Elon Musk and SpaceX. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to me rant today. If you want to support me, hit the join button down below. I want to know what you guys think about this whole situation in the comments. I'll be responding and reading. And until next time, this is TRexMorgan, signing out.